Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel for today's new video, which is on my top 4 best free photo editing apps for Android. So the first app that I'm looking at today is called Aviary. Aviary is a very simple app to use. I like to use this app just for very simple things. I really don't use it for anything, extravagant or anything that I'm really trying to... Oh, got a few ads there. Naturally, as of course with a lot of free apps, you get some of those ads. Down here you can see some of the options. You have the enhance, effects, frames, stickers, crop, focus, orientation, brightness, all your standards, all the basics. And then they also have some cool things that are down here in the back, so where you can even draw in the photo, add text, even clear up red eye, teeth whitening, and even correct blemishes. Now I actually haven't used some of these options back here, but they may be very useful for you for some of the photos that you may be editing. PickLab is another app that you can utilize. If you're into adding text, doing really funky things with your photos, then you'll actually appreciate using PickLab. So once you import your photo, they automatically come up to where you can add text to your photo. So you can add different types of text, frames. You can even enhance your pictures by adding different filters. I really love it for mainly using this app for adding the text to my picture. Now the only downfall that I actually have as to why I don't use this app a lot is because of the watermark that it adds to the photos down here at the bottom right. But of course, if you upgrade or actually pay to remove the ads and things from this app, then that actually won't appear. But since this is about free apps, straight out of the store to where you're just downloading the app as is, you're gonna have that. So be mindful of that, as you will have that watermark down there. So you have all these funky frames that you can add to your photo. Look at the different fonts that you can choose for when you're adding text. If you're wanting to just use one app to do various tasks, you can actually utilize this app to do all of those different tasks while still being able to add certain text and things to your actual image. Snapseed certainly is a very favorite app of mine that I use very often. For those who know me, know that I utilize Snapseed very often and for every mobile image that I share on my social networks. So I have to show what my most favorite feature about this app is, and it's that one right there in the middle, the HDR escape option. I love this feature a lot. So what it does is actually gives you a nice HDR effect that you may see a lot of photographers utilize in professional photography. And I love that you actually have controls that you can actually use to actually change the intensity of it. So I actually, I don't like mine to look all cartoonish and whatnot, so I kind of dial it down a little bit. And it actually, 9 out of 10 times, I get the effect that I'm really wanting to go for. So just like the other two apps, they have a lot of different things in Snapseed that you can utilize to edit your image. So down here you also can add frames, and they have this really cool feature where you can kind of make it look like a tilt shift lens. So that's a very interesting feature to have a part of that. You have your center focus. You can make it look kind of grungy. You have, what is this? The HDR drama, which is kind of like you're exaggerating certain aspects of the photo. You have your vintage, black and white. And of course you have all your basic tools down here, crop, straighten, and tune image. Now one thing that's also cool to note is you have this selective adjust. And with that, you can actually choose where in the photo you want to edit, such as for your brightness, contrast, and saturation. So that has actually been very useful for me to actually pinpoint on where I want to do certain edits, so that way I don't have to do the entire image. ViscoCam is undoubtedly my most favorite app of the 4 for Android, certainly one that I utilize quite often. ViscoCam is by far my #1 choice for my Android photo editing apps. I use this a lot, especially on my iPhone, which is my primary device. And of course, this was going to be my top app for the Android. And I just love it. Like, it has so many different filters. I love it for the wonderful filters that they have. Very natural looking filters. And you can even adjust the intensity of them as well, of what they actually do to your image. So I love that. So if you look down here, you actually have where you actually choose your filters. Next to it is where you actually edit. This is the undo, and that is to totally undo every change that you've made to that photo. So if we click on this one, you see it brings up the same controls like you see in all the other apps. Brightness, contrast, rotation, crop. You can even do cool things like fade the image, which I really use very often on my photos because I like to have that vintage look or tone to my photos. So very useful app, my favorite app of all. If I had to choose any four, of course this would be my primary app that I would choose and select, because I just love the natural feel that you get from ViscoCam. So hopefully you guys enjoyed those top 4 choices for my best free photo editing apps on the Android system. So until next time, I'll see you guys later. Special thanks to Allure for sponsoring today's video by providing us with this review unit, the Allure Amazing 2 4G phone. You can learn more about them at www.cellallure.com.